with Chappelle, and his recent thing is called Redemption, I believe.
Yes.
Right? My issue with Chappelle is the living GOAT, in my opinion. He is the living greatest comic alive.
Yep.
The greatest comic ever is Patrice O'Neal. But alive right now...
I think I'd say Chappelle, to be honest.
Say what?
I think I'd say Chappelle.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough. That's just
I
preference.
I can handle yours. You can, yeah.
Exactly. At this point, like the top 5 or 10 are interchangeable amongst personal opinion.
Yes.
Right? But most people agree on like the top 5.
He's one of the greats and nobody's disputing that.
Nobody's disputing. Unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
Unbelievably brilliant.
Brilliant.
How he orchestrated this to get his show back was brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant negotiation.
We spoke about, I think last time, he made the show valueless.
Yeah.
And when a show is valueless, the owner, of course, will give it away because he can't get anything for the show.
Yeah.
Not only was the show valueless, it was so toxic and radioactive that by still owning it as Comedy Central, it made Comedy Central look bad.
Fucking brilliant.
It was a genius strategy to get the rights of his show back. That is not the issue. I want Dave Chappelle to have the money more than I want Comedy Central to have the money.
Absolutely.
Comedy Central sucks.
Absolutely.
Always sucked. I want Dave as a comic to have the money and have the rights for his show. Yep. That's not a question. I'm just disappointed by how he sounds in this. Yeah, man. That's my issue. It's like it seems to me, and don't get me wrong, being the most famous comic in the world is probably hard. And being looked at as a god amongst people is probably hard. And it just feels as if like he doesn't have people in his camp that are willing to go, hey, bro, I don't know if you should put that thing out where you call yourself a hero 5 times. Like, that's not a comic thing to do. Like, usually we make fun of people who call themselves heroes, right? Like, being a hero is like having a nickname. Like, you can't give yourself the nickname.
Yeah.
Like, people decide if you're a hero, and people decide your nickname, right? So, I feel like a little disappointed or sad because I'm like, bro, this is not what we do as comics, and it seems as if there's no personal accountability whatsoever for like what happened here, right? I want him to have all the money. I want him to own the fucking show over Comedy Central, sure. But let's be honest about what happened. You signed the contract that you wanted because the ball was in your court. You got the biggest fucking contract ever. Everything that you wanted, you got, right? You walked away. They paid you money. You did not pay the money back, right?
Yep.
They held the rights to the show that they owned per your contract, and you're upset at them. In no way is there no personal accountability at all.
Yeah, man. Again, brilliant negotiation. He used his leverage. His leverage is the people.
Genius.
It's a genius negotiation, but the mischaracterization of how everything happened, and even when he's talking about getting COVID early on, I had to perform. Well, I can't not do live shows till 2022.
Yeah.
That's why I got COVID, because I was performing. There's pictures of you at bars with no mask. There's stories of you getting into fights with people maskless at a bar.
Right.
Don't make it just, hey, I'm a hero who has to perform for everybody. I love my craft so much. That's why I got COVID. Be 3-dimensional in your story.
Yeah.
I kind of didn't give a fuck, and I got COVID. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Fine. I did shows because I loved performing. Don't give a fuck. Went to bars because I was tired. I miss people. Whatever. I can handle that.
Yeah.
Little shit like that. And again, I brought it up last time, but it reminded me of the, I used to not smoke and drink until this business. No, I was a good Muslim before. Whatever religion you are, if you start smoking and drinking, you fucked up. You failed your God. That's not anybody else's fault. On peer pressure?
Yeah.
Were you fucking 12 years old? You're 30 years old, you're a fucking multimillionaire. And these execs are going to get you to smoke and drink your pressures away? Go to a fucking therapist, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Go to a mosque.
Go to a mosque,
Talk
bro.
to your mom.
Your best therapist.
Yeah.
I just don't like that aspect of him.
He's a terrorist, not Okay.
I just don't like that aspect of what he's doing. Again, I think he's the greatest comic ever. I think he's fucking brilliant.
Brilliant strategy to get his fucking
Brilliant
show.
strategy to get his show back. I am riveted whenever he speaks. And to your point,
but someone in the crew need to step in and be like, bruh, like, you called yourself a hero 5 times.
I didn't even catch that.
So that's all I'm saying. I'm watching it and I'm going, imagine he said that and then had to sit next to Patrice after the show at the back table to sell it.
100%.
Patrice would tear his skeleton from his body. He would literally tear his skeleton out of his flesh.
Accountability king.
Accountability king to a fault.
Very much to a fault.
There is a Patrice documentary, I think, on Comedy Central, and that's the reason why no one has fucking seen it probably. But this is the greatest ever. Please go watch it. Find it. It was produced by All Things Comedy. Great guys over there. That's Bill Burr's company. And go fucking check this
Killing is
documentary
Easy?
out.
Is that the one?
Say it again?
Killing is Easy?
Is that what's
There's
called?
one that's I thought supposed to still come out called Killing
maybe
is
it
Easy.
hasn't come out yet. We will find a way. We'll put some links in there. But dude, I'm telling you, this is the greatest. Point is, like, if Patrice was around, there's no way Chappelle walks off stage and Patrice doesn't go hammer him. Like, he'd be like, bro, it was a sketch show, not the Declaration of Independence. Relax.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's not heroic. You know, there are people like fighting in wars.
Yeah.
There are different things here.
You're not fighting crime.
Yeah. Like, come on. They're like frontline workers.
Even if you
that
think...
are dealing with all the people that get corona from going to your show.
Yo, or from your general reckless behavior. We all
Right.
got COVID. I got COVID at a show.
Right.
I'm not a hero. I didn't do it because I love performing. I wanted to perform selfishly. I got COVID. Never
Yes.
once did I talk to you guys like, hey, man, I
Yes.
just love the game. I just had to give the people that wanted to give, now granted, much smaller audience, but I just had to give my fans with it. No, I got COVID because I made a decision.
Yes.
I live with the consequences. And I remember Charlamagne saying about Kanye in his
And
book.
Akaash almost killed half the comics in New York. That's really important.
I did this. I gave Colin Quinn COVID. Not because I'm a hero, because I fucked up.
Yep.
I miscalculated.
Selfish.
I
You
was
were
selfish. Frankly, I was selfish.
Yeah,
100% I needed to perform.
Bro, nah, you're a hero, bro. Yo, son. We never thought about that. Yo, Akaash, you're a fucking hero for doing Corona and getting the Netflix special shut down.
Hey, thank God I got some, thank God I got some
you're a
recognition.
hero,
It's
bro.
because I'm heroic. I'm a frontline worker.
Son,
I'm a frontliner.
why'd you do all this heroism and not like get a show back or something?
don't know, dog.
Come on, bro. Get the farmers their rights.
Yo,
At least
hey,
the
come
least
on,
you
bro.
could do.
Come on.
The least you could do. If you're going to be so heroic and perform stand-up comedy so that people can tell you how great you are on a nightly basis, it's definitely just for the people. It's not for you at all, you know?
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. And it's...
It's not like you're building houses for the homeless. That's selfless. But going on stage and telling jokes so people say how amazing you are, that's selfish. We do that for us. It makes us feel really good. Mutual benefit, if you guys laugh, 100%. But we're not going to be out here going, this is only for y'all. I'm only performing stand-up for y'all.
And I'm a Chappelle fan. Like, I know we all are.
Go.
I
just wish someone in the crew would be like, bruh.
This is what I'm saying. Charlamagne said this about Kanye, I think in his book, in Black Privilege. He says, like, nobody in his crew told him no, and that was a massive problem. They always gassed every idea he had. That's the similar thing right now. Somebody in Chappelle's camp needs to check him a little bit and be like, bruh, you might be the greatest ever. You're doing too much with this I'm a hero shit. And if you drink and smoke, that's not their fault. That's your fault. That's personal accountability. Take that. You were maskless at bars. Take that. That's it.
That's the only reason why it's disappointing. You want the people that you admire and the people you look up to and the people you've looked up to for years. You want them to be personally accountable for their failures. And I hope that I can be personally accountable. I know I have guys that are on my team that will tell me when I'm fucking up, almost to a fault. The second I talk about anything, Alexx immediately comes up to me. You know what I mean? Alexx would be like, bro, you were wearing too expensive shoes on a podcast. People are going to think you changed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right. Like after this podcast, you'd be like, I think we should cut the part about the watch. People are going to think you changed.
Just kind of thinking that during it.
Al is wearing a whole Rolex on his arm that he owns. I'm wearing my girl's Rolex, and he's still like, bro, you changed. Okay? You're wearing your girlfriend's jewelry. You fucking changed. And we need to switch this podcast back to good old Flagrant today.
It's so funny. You posted something to your story, and I was like, that's a little racist. And I hit him up about it. I'm like, I don't know about that one. He's like, what'd you say back?
So I posted, Tim Dillon posted a video of, I think it's his opener, a guy named Dan, I think his name is, and of Dan like throwing water outside while it's freezing cold. You know, sometimes the water will change to ice in midair, whatever, because they're in Texas and it's freezing, you know. And I respond to the video. I go, wow, Tim is making so much money on Patreon. He has a white maid, right? And Al goes, that's a little racist. And I said, blame Forrest Gump. Because remember the movie Forrest Gump?
That's right.
The whole point about Bubba's family was...
They had white maids.
Oh.
Literally, the joke was they started out as a maid. She started as a maid, and then eventually she got so rich
and white people were working for her
that she had a white maid. So I learned it from Forrest Gump, who's a great guy. So you can't blame me. I really learned it from Bubba and Bubba's mom, who got a white maid as soon as she could, dude.
Hell yeah.
She's putting that maid through the ringer. Josh Whedon got nothing on Bubba's mom, dog. She is running that bitch through the mud.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, so I guess in conclusion, awesome that Chappelle got the rights to his show.
Great.
Do you know what I mean? It's great that he built up enough fucking power that he could force them to do what he wanted.
Yeah.
But disappointing that there's not any personal accountability at all for like how it went down.
Yeah, and I'm starting to notice the tides turning, even within the comics that I talk to.
Yeah.
Before, we all were kind of like, everything Chappelle does is great. And then I was a little bit unsure about one or two things, but they would 100% stand. And now they're all just like, what the fuck is he doing?
That's the other thing. We're the only comics probably that are going to talk about this publicly.
Yeah.
I don't think any other comics will go on podcasts and talk about it. Every comic that I've spoken to, it's not even close. Every comic that I've spoken to, every single one feels this exact same way.
Yeah.
If not stronger. That's all I'll say.
I mean, he went from doing...
All I'm saying is that's it. And I don't blame them for not saying it, because a lot of these guys would love to get the opportunity to like open, or be a part of that world, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, it'd be amazing to perform with Chappelle. I feel the exact same way.
I think he's the greatest comedic mind in history. Genius. His mind... Born like the way it is blessed to do comedy.
I'm Patrice. I'm a Patrice
fine.
guy.
We're splitting hairs,
yes,
but like the way his brain works, I marvel at the shit.
Unbelievable.
His callback, he saves but he raped. I legit got up.
Unbelievable.
Like I watched LeBron hit a game winner against the Magic. Same reaction. Holy fuck! I can't believe what I just saw.
When he wants to get busy, there is nothing like it.
And that's what makes this sad.
I mean, like I asked my non-comic friends about this. I was like, "What is your reaction?" Like I'll ask industry people. Like what they think about it, because I'm curious. I'm like, I want to make sure it's not just me that has this kind of like cringe-worthy reaction, and it's the same, dude. And I understand you get to a certain level of success where people aren't going to tell you that, and I'm sure that on a much smaller level, I would experience that not from you guys, but from people maybe outside of our circle, right? Maybe they wouldn't want to say that I'm doing something stupid, or maybe they want to say that I'm, being sanctimonious or something like that. But what I hope that we keep in energy here is that we're going to be honest with one another and say, hey, listen, you're crossing the fucking line, or hey, you're doing something that maybe you don't want to do. And then it's up to me or you to make that decision to continue that.
Yeah.
Like if we say that to you, like, I mean, we've all had like hard combos off podcasts just about like personal shit.
Yep.
And we have these and we go through it, and sometimes it's tough.
Yep.
It's tough, but you got to keep that.
Yep.
And I don't know.
I think because we love him, that's why we're disappointed in this. That's why the emotion is like stronger. Like, bruh, if you put out a special right now that was like comedy, it'd be so fucking good.
Yeah.
It'd be so fucking good. Or even just if you want to be a storyteller and talk, great, but just don't call yourself a hero and say you got COVID because you're a hero and, whatever the fuck else. Just stop mischaracterizing how things happen. Be honest with yourself. Yeah. And someone in his camp, you can't expect fans to do it. Yeah. Someone in his camp got to be like, bruh, you're the greatest, quite possibly GOAT. This is fucking, you got to chill on some of this. That's it.
That's why you need Patrice, man. That's why you need fucking Patrice.
I know.
Patrice was that motherfucker, dude. Anybody.
Yeah.
Patrice was that motherfucker who'd be like, man, cut that shit out.
No, he would go beyond, cut that shit out.
Yeah. He what he'd do is he'd get up from the table as Chappelle was walking over, but let me make some room for the hero, everybody. Let me make some room for the hero. You know me, I love heroes. Eating them, sitting next to them. I love me some heroes.
As any frontline workers here, you should thank this man for the sacrifice he made to get his show
y'all
back.
In business.
Yeah.
We working overtime. Oh, man. But for real, though, thank you for, being out there and doing shows, because we got some shows coming up. So you can go check out theandrewschultz.com for all of our upcoming dates.
AkashSingh.com over here.
That's right, AkashSingh.com. We're back on tour.
It's called the Heroes Tour.
The Heroes Tour. Yeah. Yo, you should call it Big Hero Seeks. Yeah, baby.
With it,
You're Sikh now.
Yo, heroes welcome. Hey, bruh. I'm one plug away.
You're one plug away, dude.